Welcome back. We're back again. I'm John.
I'm Paul.
And this is What If Geeks. And we are on episode 6 now because we just roll right through this shit. We have too much fun doing shit. We are talking about what we're looking forward to in 2019. We hope you enjoyed the 2018 episode. It feels like just moments ago we recorded it.
It feels like just, not even yesterday. It feels like just 5 minutes ago.
So, we talked about a lot of the stuff that we enjoyed in 2018, and of course that's going to shade what we're looking forward to in 2019. There's a lot of stuff coming up here. This is what we're getting into now. We're going to talk about movies and TV and blah, 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 whatever we're looking forward to in 2019. Maybe rumors that we've heard or whatever. The movie list only that I made for 2019 is just stupid. So I really want to kind of just like glance over that shit a little bit. What do you got for 2019 that you've been looking forward to?
So,
of course, we already know what we're saving for the end.
Yes. The two sort of take my money right now, please movies are obviously Endgame and Captain Marvel. For me, they can't come out fast enough. Just watching the trailer for Endgame, it reveals nothing. It gives you no sense of what's going to happen plot-wise. It is Tony floating in space, talking to a recorder, to Pepper via recorder. Mm-hmm. It is Captain America looking sullen. It is a couple of the other heroes looking sort of downtrodden. And I was like, take my money right now. This can't come out fast enough. Yeah. That's the big one for me. The next one, just from previews and stuff that I've seen that I can't wait to see, is Captain Marvel. A character I don't know a ton about. I mean, I've read in books and some other things that I've gotten kind of the backstory, but like it's not a title I collected. It's not
me either.
And so, but it looks awesome.
Yeah.
And so I'm excited about that one.
I want to see her punch an old lady on a bus.
Yeah. And then if you want to go through the list, I think the other things that stick out for me, the next Spider-Man movie,
Far From Home,
with Tom Holland, the Joker movie when that comes out, and then Spider-Man, not Spider-Man, Star Wars, Episode 9, and the Lego movie sequel.
Yep. Now, one thing I wanted to mention in the last episode, and I didn't, I kind of wanted it to bridge the gap because we thought this was going to be one episode and it wasn't, because Paul and I like to talk and we get lost in our own thoughts. So I forgot about it because we were lost in talking about Avengers, and who doesn't want to talk about that? The one big thing that I neglected to mention that I really loved about 2018 and that I'm really looking forward to in 2019 is what you're listening to right now, is this podcast.
Yeah.
And I want to take a second to thank Paul for being the guy to finally help me launch this son of a bitch, because I've been looking for a partner to do this with. So I thank you very much, sir.
Thank you.
And I look forward to
cheers.
Hopefully making a long habit of this. Maybe we'll make some money out of this. Who knows?
You drove this train, and I remember our kids play flag football together, and one day after practice we got to talking about how we're both into comics and stuff, and you said, I'd really like to do a podcast or something about this. I'm like, ooh, I would do that.
Yeah. And that was like one of my biggest goals in life, was to just, because I enjoy talking about all this stuff that we talk about now. So I wanted to just talk to people. And that's all it is. I want a conversation with people. And that's what I want with all of you guys. But I needed somebody to talk to, because I just didn't want to talk to a microphone. And you finally somebody said, I want it. Yeah, let's do it. So between the two of us, and hopefully we'll bring in some guests or whatever. But at least it's the two of us bullshitting. And worst case scenario, if nobody else ever listens to this damn thing, is the two of us hanging out and bullshitting about what we love. So it's good. But this is what I enjoyed about 2018 and look forward to in 2019. So thank you very much, my brother.
Cheers.
All right. So, yeah, the first thing we'll go through this list on movies. 2019. The first one that's coming out that I'm looking forward to, really looking forward to, is Glass. That comes out in January 18th. This is for those of you who don't know, it's a sequel to M. Night Shyamalan.
M. Night
Shyamalan. Ding Dong. What a twist! That's a Robot Chicken joke. Did you ever? Oh, okay. I gotta get you on.
I love that show.
Okay.
Did
you ever see the M. Night Shyamalan?
Probably.
We're gonna sidebar again because we're hanging out. They just randomly he shows up in little skits. As at the end of the skit, it'll do something twisted, and he just pops up out of the corner and goes, "What a twist!" And it's the funniest fucking thing in the world. So there you go. Sidebar. So M. Night, for those of you who don't know, had built his career in the very beginning with Sixth Sense.
Yep.
Was that the first one? I can't remember.
It's one of them. I know that
Sixth Sense and something else was right up there, where he had a twist at the end.
The one with the crop circles, with
signs.
Yeah.
So he had So his big gimmick was he had a twist at the end of his movies, and
the one where the people were, I forget the name of it, but it feels like it's ancient sort of civilization.
Oh, the village.
Yeah.
That one was where it started to kind of fall off, or where he started to lose people. I liked it, but he started to lose people there. He was losing people at that point because he was riding too much on the twist.
Well, and you watch the whole movie waiting for the twist. You're like, well, when's it coming? It doesn't get you anymore.
And that was the thing.
Yeah.
Everyone was looking, every time they show his name, they were like, oh, this movie's going to have a twist at the end, whatever.
We'll just wait
because these other ones, spoiler alert for some older movies, Sixth Sense, dude is dead the whole time.
Sixth Sense, that is a phenomenal, amazing movie.
Yeah.
And no one, I don't care what they say, you did not see that coming.
No.
And if
but you go back and watch it,
yes,
and you see all the little things,
and you see where you should have seen that coming.
Yep. Uh-huh.
But I get, like, if someone tells me, "Oh, I knew it the whole time," bullshit, you're lying.
Yeah.
No, you.
Yeah, no, you're full of shit. So that one, and then there were a couple others in there that were decent, and he started to kind of go off the rails a little bit. Whatever. He was losing some people, right? But he made a movie called Unbreakable, with Bruce Willis and Samuel L. Jackson, pre Nick Fury. Sidebar, Bruce Willis is... We're going to spoil some shit here, too. Unbreakable, Bruce Willis is some dude, and turns out he's got some type of superpower where he doesn't get hurt. He's unbreakable.
But Samuel L. Jackson gets hurt.
Samuel L. Jackson, he's very fragile. Yeah. So he's like, oh, we're polar opposites of the same coin, whatever. He's trying to talk to him and convince him that he's some kind of hero or whatever. You fast forward past to this movie, because that was the end of that. All right, they did that movie. It was a good movie. I enjoyed it. They go to 2 years ago was Split. Yeah, because we didn't cover it in 2018. I didn't see it anywhere. So a couple years ago was Split. And that's where James McAvoy played the dude that had the 23 different personalities, and the final one was the Beast, and he was really super powerful in this. And everyone was like, oh, okay, he's not really there. That movie's phenomenal. You have to watch that one because that's fucking ridiculous. Have you seen that one?
No.
Damn it. Well, okay, but you've already been online, so you already know that. Well, you know Glass is coming, so you already know. All right. Spoiler alert for you too. Fucking pain in my ass. All right, I'm ruining this one. Fuck you. Because I kind of knew there was something there. Like everyone kept saying, like there's a big thing at the end of this one, and M. Night Shyamalan is back. And I'm like, I have to watch this fucking movie before the internet ruins it, right? So I go and I watch this thing. I found it online. I found a really good copy online. I sat at home and I watched it. And it's all about dude kidnaps some girls, right? And he's got all these fucking personalities. Right there, I fell in love with James McAvoy as an actor. I mean, I thought he was good in other shit I saw him in, which was pretty limited to like X-Men. But I mean, I'd seen him in a couple of things. But their Split, I was like, holy shit, this guy is great, right? They do this whole fucking movie, right? And the Beast comes out, blah, 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 whatever. And then the girl gets away, right? They cut to the police finding the girl on the news. You're in a diner. So, again, I'm totally ruining this for you, so sorry. But it's fucking epic. You're in a diner, and you see, like, the shot from the stools. And, like, they're looking at the TV, and it's like, news break, blah, 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 police found this girl, blah, whatever. And they're talking about all this shit. And then they come down the line of the people on the row, and you can't see as they're going, right? You just see these people sitting there. And one turns to another one and goes, because there's something about people with like abilities or whatever. And he says basically something like, he's like, wasn't there someone else like not too long ago that showed up on the news that like, you know, he had some kind of gift or whatever, you know, what the hell did they call him? And then the dude at the end of the bar looks up and says, Glass. His name was Glass. And it's fucking Bruce Willis, right? it's David Dunn from Unbreakable. I was like, holy shit. Now, fast forward to when the DVDs came out. I know this is whatever, but it was from the posters. They took the two posters, and when you put the two posters of Unbreakable and Split side by side, the glass cracks line up.
Oh, wow.
Right? I'm like, fuck you. So you got a whole set coming, right? So now we come to Glass.
Yeah.
So anyone who's seen a trailer knows there's a doctor who somehow gets all three of them into a room. Like they're in a psych ward, I think. Mm-hmm. She's studying people who think they have powers. Yeah. And shit's going to go bad. Real bad.
The trailer looks amazing.
Yeah. So I'm looking forward to that one. Again, if you had told me 2 years ago that, if you had told me right before I watched Split that I would be looking forward to M. Night Shyamalan again, I'd be like, nah, come on. He was a gimmick. It was cool. And that dude is back. I mean, look, I hope he keeps, like, he finds ways to make new shit that are like this. But here, he's creating a whole world. Yeah. And it's going to be cool, you know. So I'm looking forward to this one. I want to see what they do with this one. Especially like trailers, you know, you see them fighting, and of course, you know, they're fighting in water and whatever. That's his only weakness, so yay, this is gonna be fun. So yeah, I think that one's gonna be good. Lego Movie 2 is after that. That's in February, and I'm only putting that down just because
those movies are great.
I really did not think I was gonna like Lego Movie, and oh my god, I
love that movie. I love that movie.
I will watch that every time no one wants to watch it. Yeah. I watched it only for him, and now you see the trailer.
I've not seen the trailer for the sequel.
We'll jump back into some more movies later again after you've seen the trailer. But there's one part I kind of don't want to ruin the trailer for you. They touch on every character Chris Pratt has played.
Oh yeah.
Like you know, they talk about like dinosaurs and space and this and that.
Oh, that's awesome.
And the joke is just so brilliant. And then there's Emmett. And he's like, I don't get it. You know, it's so fucking funny. Because I had to turn around and explain it to whoever I was with. I'm like, did you realize what they just did there? That's great. It was so fucking perfect. It was like so meta and subtle at the same time. It was great.
That's great.
But the little things they do there, I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah, that's gonna be good.
Just like everything is just horrible. But, hey, oh god. Okay, so yeah, I'm looking forward to that one. Some horror movies like The Prodigy looked really good. The trailer I saw is something to do with a son that looks possessed again. Whatever. One of these, you know, possessed kids, or he's touching something on the other side or whatever, you know. So that one looked good. I want to kind of look more into The Prodigy when we discuss horror stuff. So remind me of that one. Another horror one is Us. That's from Key and Peele.
Okay.
The dude that made Get Out.
Yep.
He made this one. Okay. And this one looks really good. I saw the trailer for that. I paid attention to that trailer because everyone was talking about it. I don't know exactly what the hell's going on because he made a good trailer. Something to do with doppelgangers or some shit or whatever. Right. Where there's a family basically getting taken over, almost like an Invasion of the Body Snatchers kind of thing. Okay. Almost, kind of. It's weird. But the trailer is really cool, so you got to look into that one. Yeah. So then, all right, so those are a couple of the horror movies. All right, well, since we're on horror, we'll talk about the other one that I'm really, really, really looking forward to. Pet Sematary.
Yeah.
You know what? What do you say? When they made it, I was like, oh, you know, are you going to do this, really? And, they knocked that fucker out of the park. So when they announced Pet Cemetery, I was like, yeah, let's see what you're doing.
Yeah.
You know? So then I started to see, like,
Is there a trailer out yet?
Oh yeah.
Oh. Okay.
Oh yeah. John Lithgow plays Judd.
Right.
Fred Gwynne's character, right? But because I'm such a Stephen King fan, right? I remember the book really well. John Lithgow's character looks like you picture him.
Got it.
Like, to the point where Stephen King explains every little detail. He described him as, an older man, whatever, white beard, but his beard was stained yellow from nicotine, right? His beard is stained yellow.
Yeah.
Right? It's like, holy shit. I like write down like these little things, Because like there's always like I made the joke. I even put it on our Facebook page where when they first put the poster, I put sometimes dead is better.
Yeah.
But I did it I tried to do it in like Fred Gwynne voice.
Right.
Try to kind of call back to that. Yeah, the trailer looks freaky.
All right.
But yeah, it looks good. I don't know what they're gonna do with it. I'm hoping it's good. I hope. I'm keeping my fingers crossed on that one because I think I would really love to, like we've talked about in the horror one. I want to see Stephen King stuff come or be treated the way it should be.
Right.
There's so many times where they could have been really good that was meh. So I really want to see this one do really well. Well, I guess, okay, so on that note, much later on in the year, even though I was going in order, you might as well just talk about It 2.
It 2.
It Chapter 2. Son of a bitch. We go back to what I was saying about James McAvoy.
Right.
He's in it. Jessica Chastain, Bill Hader. God, what do you think? I'm looking forward to it.
I'm looking forward to it. I will see that, and what we'll do is we'll do sort of the It universe, because I'll see the first one and then I'll see the second one. We'll do sort of a horror show. I mean, we've recorded one already. It's not out yet, but we'll do sort of the reboots and the Stephen King stuff. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah.
There's a weird thing that seems to be happening in 2019. I guess we're going to go back and we're going to live action all of the Disney animated movies, right?
Yay!
Right? We've got what's coming out: Aladdin, Dumbo, Lion King.
They just did Mary Poppins.
Yeah.
No, sorry, that was 2, but Mary Poppins wasn't.
Mary Poppins is kind of live action, kind of animated, but
then they did the same thing with the second one.
But we've got
Dumbo, Lion King,
Aladdin. I don't know why we're doing those, but okay. I'm here for that.
All right. Well, since we're on that note, when did they do Jungle Book?
2 years ago, maybe.
Yeah.
2 or 3.
All right. Jon Favreau did
Yeah.
He did
Jungle Book.
Yeah. Happy in Iron Man. He did Jungle Book and it was great. So he's doing Lion King.
Yeah.
The trailer dropped and I was like, wow. Really?
Yeah.
And I'm like, all right, you got me in.
Yeah.
I literally
had
to. The minute I watched that trailer, I mentally prepared myself to watch Mufasa die again.
Yeah.
I was like,
I have to gear up for that.
Shit.
And I don't know
I'm
how
gonna be drunk through this movie.
I don't know how I'm gonna watch that with Coleman. Like he doesn't handle that stuff well, and like we haven't watched most of those Disney movies because he gets the good versus evil. He doesn't like it though. But I have to tell him, look, this is what life's about.
Yeah.
But in most of these movies, good wins. Almost all of them, good wins.
Yeah, sure.
And so he has to get through that stuff. But we haven't watched Lion King yet because I'm not ready to have him watch Mufasa die. It's brutal.
Yeah. And now to do it.
And now you have to watch it with a real lion.
Life.
Yeah.
I need to watch it just to appreciate the amount of detail these people put into this work. It's phenomenal.
Yeah.
So I'm looking forward to that one. I like how we're skipping around this list. It's because fuck it, this is what we want to see first. The Lion King, Dumbo, the trailers. I see like it's a slightly different take, right? So like you never see Timothy Mouse in the thing. Even Heather, I said that to Heather, and she was like, maybe there'll be like a mouse, like maybe one of the kids got a pet mouse, but basically like the kids represent the mouse.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
I'll be curious to see because I know that in the those original sort of Dumbo, when that was animated, when that first came out, those three crows or magpies or whatever they do that are.
Oh.
You can't do that anymore.
Yeah, no, I don't think they're gonna do it.
You just need to leave that alone.
See nothing.
You just need to leave that alone.
Yeah.
Like, you can't do that anymore.
Yeah, no, you don't get to see that. I don't see some racist shit.
Yeah,
and you ain't gonna see that again.
No,
No,
so
there's a handful of things they ain't gonna touch, and I think that's probably why they're doing it this way too, because you can kind of change it up a little bit.
Yeah,
because you do see in the trailer, you see, him in the circus with the paint and the mom getting taken away, and they play the baby lion thing, and then I'm like,
right,
son of a bitch, because in the cartoon I can never watch that scene.
Yeah,
it's something to do with the mother and the children or whatever. It just screws me up. No matter how tough I try to be, I'm just like, no, I can't watch that part. Sorry.
Yeah.
So
I'm looking at the list that you've got, and I see Shazam, and I'm just gonna say it. I don't really give a shit.
Well, on the don't give a shit note, we haven't gotten to Aladdin yet.
Oh, that look.
There you go.
Will Smith as the genie looks terrible. I'm like, what are you doing? Don't do it.
I always say I pray for everything to be good because I don't wish ill on anybody. Mostly. Some of you dumb sons of bitches, I wish a lot of ill on you.
I want you to do the Bird Box thing. Drive with your blindfold on.
Yeah, please. Hard, fast. Put the pedal all the way down. But when you're making an effort to do something nice, to create something, because we're trying to create something here.
Sure.
So I try to, I always go into it rooting for somebody, right? I saw the pictures, like Entertainment Weekly, whatever, and I was like, ooh.
Yeah.
Someone said he looked like Sinbad.
Yeah.
Sinbad on a diet. I was like, yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
So I don't know. And again, this is one of those things where, like, you can't touch the Robin Williams.
You can't.
Thing.
You shouldn't even try.
In the interview, to his credit, Will Smith did say, I can't touch what Robin Williams did. And whenever I go into a role, I look for, if I'm doing something that somebody else did before, I look for, okay, what meat is left on this role? Robin Williams did not leave a lot of meat on that bone.
Yeah.
So he's saying it right up front. Like, there's not a lot there that I can do different.
Right.
So he's going to try. So I give him credit there as an actor, as a creator. Like, okay, I'm trying to not shit on him.
Right.
So I'll give him credit there.
Yeah.
Again, and I've always got faith in Disney. They do good stuff. This is not one I'm looking forward to. Right. That's all. So, yeah. So now we go back to Shazam. Especially, and again, never thought I'd say this, but coming off of Aquaman. No, sorry, that was my wife. You're welcome. You're welcome. Sorry. Anyway, coming off of the success of Aquaman, where Aquaman's going to make a fucking $1 billion. Holy shit. Cool. Congratulations. I'm glad. I really want them to, okay, you take this. Wonder Woman did really good.
Yeah.
Again, we talked about, and we're going to talk more in depth about the DC shit, where it went wrong in both of our eyes. But, like, you stutter-stepped a whole bunch of shit. You tried to rush shit. You fucked up. You could have been here with all this other shit, but you didn't. You fucked it up. So now you're trying to, like, recoup shit. Take Aquaman and Wonder Woman and try to do something, right? Now, do I have faith that they've learned and that's already in Shazam? No. On the flip side of that, watching the trailer, understanding the story of Shazam, a kid getting powers, whatever, I'm like, I see the take they were going for.
Yeah.
I'm like, all right, it's funny, Do I think it's going to be great? No. I hope to be pleasantly surprised. Yeah. But like, as far as like, I'm going to go into it looking at it like big with superpowers.
Yeah.
Like that's okay. Kid gets superpowers. That's what he's going to do. I get it. That's what my son would do. Just you're so dead.
Yeah, right.
And there was some funny moments in that trailer. Yeah. I was like, all right, I see what they're trying to do.
I will have to get into that mindset. If we weren't doing this podcast, Shazam would come and go, and I don't think I'd see it.
Right.
Or that I would get to it at some point later in the year when it comes on rental, on Amazon Prime. And that's how I'd see it.
But we're going to have to...
I know we're going to talk about it, so I'll end up seeing it.
Yeah.
Shazam is, and that's the original Captain Marvel. And I was just reading something about, I got this really cool book. I'll have to bring this to you. It's the superhero book, right? And it's not just comics, but it's them in other media and other things. And so in the history of Shazam / Captain Marvel, they talk about that's the first, like, at one point, that character sold more comics than Superman.
Yeah.
And they thought about suing National Comics, which was DC before it was DC, because they thought Superman was such a ripoff of Captain Marvel.
Oh, wow. Yeah, we got to get into some of that stuff.
And the character is little kid wish fulfillment, right? Like, you, as a kid, when you're reading the comic books, you want to be like Superman someday. But Shazam is him now. Like, you say the word and you're a grown-up.
Yeah, he's the other version of all the sidekicks that everybody else did, or that they all tried to do.
Correct. The reason they did sidekicks is because you want to see yourself with the hero.
Yeah.
Shazam is I can be the hero, like, and I can be it now.
Right now. Yeah.
And so I'll have to put myself there to watch that movie and really care.
Me too. And I think, again, now my only problem with it, again, this goes back to, you don't have to make an extended universe like Marvel did, right? You don't have to. But when you're dealing with, like, because it became the big thing for everybody to do for a while, right? Even like Universal was trying to do with their shit.
Right.
You don't have to. The concept sounded cool. You fucked it up. If you're going to do it, take some thought and do it right. Like I kept saying before, take your time. Stop trying to rush and catch up. Take your time. The big thing with DC, Marvel's already done this. You kind of have to do it because comic fans want it, but take your time. Mm-hmm. Build it. Now you look at Aquaman. Aquaman came after Justice League, right? Wonder Woman 1984, whatever the hell is coming up soon. Don't know how those two are going to connect, but you look at the tone of Shazam to everything else. Again, I get it. Yeah, that's a kid getting, but are you going to try to mesh that in somehow?
Right.
You can. You can do this first thing, and then maybe toward like Act 3, he realizes this isn't a joke. I have to do something.
Right.
And then maybe Henry Cavill makes a cameo.
Yeah.
To come, you know what I mean? To come help him because he needs that help. You can do it, and you can marry him into all that shit. But is it a part of it? Is it not? Who knows? Because nobody knows what the hell they're doing anymore.
Right.
I would love to see it all mesh, but just looking at trailers alone, like, I don't see how they're trying to make one cohesive unit in that universe. And for them, for DC, especially since they already, like, they hit the gas fast in the beginning to make a cohesive unit.
Yeah.
Now you don't look like you're trying to do it anymore. So what the fuck are you doing?
Right.
So it looks more like a clusterfuck.
They may be trying to, maybe they're saying, look, we don't have the team movie the way the Marvel Universe did. Although they should, because they have the best, arguably the best group of heroes.
What did I say when we talked before?
Right.
You got the top 3.
Correct. And so the worlds should be one world, but now I'm looking at this story, and now I'm looking at this story, and so they all tie together because it's in the same world. Right. But maybe they've just figured out, like, we can't get there again. And if they lose Ben Affleck, they lose Henry Cavill, to do those stories again, you're sort of starting over.
You are, and you can. To me, it's a shame because I think you could have done something with those actors. I mean,
Yeah.
Me, Henry Cavill was perfect.
Yeah.
Even Ben Affleck. I didn't agree with the Batman that they made. I agreed with him as Batman. I thought that they can really do something because he loved the character so much.
Yeah.
Dude's got his own damn Batcave.
Right.
I mean, he loves Batman. He could do something with it. He's a good actor when you get him in the right stuff. I think they really they shit the bed on all that. So, again, I wish the best. I hope. Who knows? I don't know what the hell's going to happen.
Yeah.
I'm going to go see Shazam because I know Noah wants to watch it already. So, maybe we'll both take the boys to go see it. We'll do that. I don't know. Hopefully. Who knows? All right. So, from there, let's see. We've already done that. I guess we can jump into Captain Marvel.
Yeah.
Because, damn, that looks good.
Yeah, it does.
And especially after what we just said, the last thing you see. No, not the last thing, because Ant-Man and the Wasp came after that. Sorry, but the last thing you see in Avengers: Infinity War is the beeper with her symbol on it.
Yeah.
And then they had Ant-Man and the Wasp because even Marvel said you guys need a little bit of a palate cleanser because holy shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then they punched you with the left hand at the very end of that one too. They're like, "Yeah, we got you again,
yep,
fucker." So the last thing you know about as far as the Avengers go is Captain Marvel's symbol, and nobody knows what the hell that is, but us. We good. Okay, good. So you got Carol Danvers. She's essentially the Marvel version of the Green Lantern.
Yeah, test pilot. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But looking at the trailer, it's like, here, we're going to show you how to do the Green Lantern.
Yeah.
Fucking idiots. We'll talk about that again later when we'll talk about Deadpool and Ryan Reynolds and how even he don't like it. After some co-host of some podcast watched Deadpool 2. So, all right. So, Captain Marvel. That first trailer dropped, and I was like, nice. Again, like you said, not many people know her. This is going back to like what I said when we were talking about the hero stuff. When Marvel started with the B heroes, then they started getting into the Guardians of the Galaxy, and I was like, who the hell is going to watch this shit? And it was amazing.
Yeah.
So now we're just like, no, it's going to be good.
Yeah.
It's going to be great. We know who this is, and we watch, and we're like, fuck, they did it again.
Yeah.
There's been 3 trailers. I just saw the third one. They're not showing a whole lot,
right.
You know. I don't know if it's Brie Larson's acting or her speech pattern or whatever. There was a couple of things in there that maybe didn't seem like it was totally natural to her. So, but I'll wait to see it in the movie.
Yeah.
You know, and the trailer just kind of seemed a little stinted to me. I was like, oh, okay, you could have sold that better. But the little things in those trailers, like. Spoiler alert for a trailer. So, you know what? This entire episode is spoiler alert. As you hear us mention shit, pause it and go watch it.
We can't spoil stuff. It's like
yeah,
that hadn't come out yet.
Like the trailers and shit. Shit that I'm excited about that I know about that you don't. So fuck you. There's the little things like one of the trailers where Nick Fury, he's got both eyes. You know,
yeah.
And he's like, I'm getting ready to retire until I met your ass. You know. And he's like playing with the cat, She's like, "Come on."
Yeah.
He's sorry, So he's just like an everyday guy, I'm looking forward to Phil Coulson with hair.
Yeah.
Because I love that guy. I really like him a lot. I'm just overall looking forward to this movie. I kind of already know where they're going with it. Like my prediction is that Jude Law plays her mentor, but then he's also the villain.
Yeah, he's gonna be that.
Yeah, because you can kind of see it in there. The whole thing with the Skrulls, I really think they're setting up Phase 4.
Yeah,
they're setting up Secret Invasion from the comics, and we'll get into that when we do the MCU shit later. But they're setting that up, so I think they're looking hard at what they've made over the last 10 years.
Yeah.
And who's a friggin' Skrull?
Yeah.
So that means you and I got to sit back and look at all the shit they made and go, who's a Skrull?
Yeah.
we got to do a prediction episode. Who's going to be a Skrull? You know, I don't know how they're going to do the jump, where they're going to make that jump, but the Skrulls are here because they're already in the trailer. That whole shot of, she even briefly not even mentions the Skrull in the first one, and she punches that friggin' old
lady in the face.
When she punches that old broad, I'm like, oh my god! I forget who I was watching it with, but they were like, what the fuck? And I knew right away. Yeah. Right away. I was like, oh my god, this is a Skrull. Because of the way she smiled and then whack, just punch in the teeth. My buddy was like, what the fuck just happened? You'll see it later. It's an alien. It's okay. And I love how they do get into the comic shit where she can see these Skrulls and she can whatever. And again, like you, I don't know that much about them, about her. So I don't know where they're pulling from, or I haven't read. I've seen her on the peripheral. Yeah. I didn't collect any of the comics like you. So
she's a peripheral character. I mean, but that's what they're doing. And to their testament, we talked about this earlier. They can make those characters and make really good movies with them. And you don't have to know a lot about Doctor Strange to have been into that movie. You don't have to know a lot about. No one's going to know a lot about. Only super hardcore comic nerds are going to know a lot about Captain Marvel.
Okay, like I said, the Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah.
I've had friends going, there's a talking raccoon and a fucking tree.
Yeah.
I'm like, dude. Yeah,
and it's great.
And you know what? That's what they said, too, in Marvel. They were like, hey, we made this shit about a talking raccoon and a tree, and you all came and saw it. What else do you think we're going to do to you?
And at the end, when Groot, right, you get sad for a tree. And then Baby Groot in number 2, you're like, I love Baby Groot.
Oh, the whole opening scene?
Yeah.
We're digressing again. That whole opening scene where he's dancing around, they're all getting their asses kicked, that whole thing. Yeah. Everything about that movie, because we watched that one again not too long ago, and where Rocket and Yondu were trying to get him to get the fin, and he's like, where'd you get a thumb? Please tell me how to draw thumbs. All that shit. Yeah. But then you go to Infinity War, and you want to talk about heartbreak again, because I'm going to try to zip this conversation back up to the current. Sidebar, because of Twitter, I know this. People were talking about the end of Infinity War when Groot fades out, and Rocket is there, and they're looking at each other, and he says, "I am Groot." Do you know what he says? I think I said this before too. He looks at Rocket, and he said, because they were like, what does Groot say at the end? And one of the writers jumped in and said, "Oh, it's easy. He says one word, Dad." To Rocket. Right. And you're like, oh, thanks for ruining my whole fucking life. Wow, really? So yeah. So they really know how to just turn that knife. But again, who the hell knew about any of these people? And then you go and you put them all in this thing, and then you've got Captain Marvel running around. I'm not even going to say I hope it's good, because I know it's going to be good. It already looks great. Yeah. And it's already building to what we'll be talking about in a few minutes. Yeah. It's ridiculously good. So Captain Marvel, yeah, you're gonna go see it. We all know you're gonna go see it. So I lost my computer here. I know we're recording, but still, I like to see it going. All right, real quick, Hellboy reboot. I'm looking forward to it. I wish that I would have seen the Guillermo del Toro, whatever the hell, the third one that he wanted to make, but it was going to be $1 billion that he wanted. So they were like, no, we can't do that. So years later, they're rebooting it. David, what the hell is his name? From Stranger Things. The sheriff from Stranger Things. Yeah. He plays Hellboy. You saw the trailer? I think I sent it to you. Mm-hmm. It looks good. Yeah. It looks good. It's all, I'm on your side. It looks cute. So, all right, I'm in. Fuck it, whatever. It's going to be fun. I get it. It's a reboot. It's another reboot. It's going to be fun. All right, because I know I'm bringing my kid, so we might as well just make a date together. Pokemon Detective Pikachu. I heard they were making this, and I was like, all right. My thing was, out of all the Pokemon stuff you could possibly do, what the hell are you talking about? Because you can do like the cartoon or whatever. You can redo that. Like, all right, what about your? Okay, you've already done that. So what the fuck are you trying to do? And the trailer came out. And for those of you who have not seen the trailer, you need to go watch the Pokemon Detective Pikachu trailer. Have you seen this thing?
I've not.
You need to go watch this. I'm spoiling this part. I'm not going to tell you the storyline. All I'm going to tell you is this kid suddenly accidentally runs into Pikachu, or a Pikachu, and Pikachu starts speaking to him in English. And the kid's like, did you just talk? Pikachu's like, you can understand me? So apparently they really can't, right? To the point where in the trailer, like, they're talking to each other, and the kid is like trying to like ask other people, like, you can hear him, right? And Pikachu's like, no, they can't hear me, kid. And then it cuts to the people, and all they see is him going Pika Pika Pika. So that part was funny as shit. But it had this whole thing like where Pikachu is trying to solve some type of mystery, and he needs this kid's help.
Live action, animated combo?
It's Who Framed Roger Rabbit.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah. So that part got me where they look just realistic enough to whatever. Like, you see them, like, interrogating Mr. Mime about the funniest fucking thing I've seen in about a couple months. It's really funny. And then the side note, the voice of Pikachu, Ryan Reynolds. I'm like, as soon as he opened his mouth, I was like, shut the fuck up. Because I hadn't really looked into this movie. And when he opened his mouth, I was like, no shit.
That's awesome.
Really? And yeah, so you need to go watch this trailer. It's just one of those ones that was not like, it was on my radar because I heard about it.
Yeah.
It was not like, whatever. And then I saw the trailer and I was like, yeah, I'm taking note to go see this. This looks cute. It looks just good enough to at least be passable.
Right.
So we'll see. So I'm wishing them the best of luck. It's going to be good. Action, John Wick Chapter 3 is coming out. Have you gotten into those at all? All right.
Nope.
Your 80s action shit?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. You need to watch John Wick.
Okay.
It's just, that's all I'm going to say. We're not going to get into it now. We're going to cut that one short. John Wick Chapter 1, Chapter 2 are phenomenal.
Okay.
It's Keanu Reeves.
Yeah.
There are moments in there where you're like, okay, it's Keanu Reeves. But it's so...
I am an FBI agent.
Yeah, it's close. It's like in the first one, where like it's even in the trailer where he's like, oh, you asked me if I was back. Well, I guess I'm back. Whatever the fuck he says.
Yeah.
But it's kind of like, all right, that was Keanu. But you need to watch the fucking movie. Like, think Taken with Liam Neeson.
Mm-hmm.
Throw Keanu Reeves in there, and then like amp this shit up like bad.
Right.
And then accurately count the bullets. And you've got John Wick.
Really? Okay.
Like, that's how I was like, holy shit, this is good. And then we'll get into that one when we do like some action flick shit, right? There's a YouTube video, and I want to play that while I'm recording you watching it, of Keanu Reeves like doing some random training where he does like, he's doing that shit.
Right.
And it's amazing to watch, to see him. Like, he's fucking shooting an automatic assault rifle, and then he's like grabbing the sidearm. Like, he's dropping shit. He's going through this whole course, and I'm like, holy shit, I feel like I'm back in the Navy. This guy is so cool. But yeah, he really does it.
I was on a plane flying back from Alabama just before New Year's, and again, I'm in this seat, I'm in the aisle, and somebody like 2 rows up on the aisle is watching a John Wick movie, and I don't know if it was Chapter 1 or Chapter 2, and so I don't know what I was doing. I wasn't watching the TV thing, and I'm just watching what they've every once in a while, and I'm like, that's one of those John Wick movies, and I'm like, oh, it's pretty cool. Like, he keeps getting shot. Like, he just got belly shot in one of them, and I'm like, wow, because sometimes in the sort of spoof of those movies, like the good guy never gets hurt.
Right.
And he's like getting his ass handed to him, and then he gets stabbed, and then he gets shot, I'm like, wow.
But if you watch it all the way through and you watch those wounds or the shots where he gets shot, like maybe one time he's wearing a vest or whatever, there are just enough moments in those movies where you're like, that was pretty cheesy. But there are enough of them in there where it's like, it just hits that realistic line where you're like, oh shit, this is so cool.
Yeah.
So it's really cool. So you got to watch those. We're gonna do those here. Well, not here in a second. We'll go over those and we'll do an action movie kind of thing. I want to put that down too. I'm gonna take a pause here because guess what? Bladder time. All right. I took my pee break and we are back. We're gonna kind of run through the rest of the half of 2019 pretty quick, and then as we go weekly, we'll talk more about this shit. I had Paul check off some stuff on my list that he wanted to talk about. The one thing that I noticed that you did not check off is Brightburn. Pause 1 second. I want to show Paul something.
That's awesome.
All right, say it again.
That's awesome. How did I not hear about this movie? It's like evil Superman. So John handed me his phone, and he played me the trailer for Brightburn. And at one point, when the kid's trying to get into the cellar or whatever, I started doing dun 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 because it feels like a Superman movie.
Yeah.
Except he might be evil deranged Superman.
It looks like what if Superman came to Earth
and was a
boy, but
psycho killer.
He was psychotic. When I saw that trailer, I was like, "Holy shit, Paul!" But I didn't share it with you until then. So yeah, all right. So now Brightburn is on our radar.
Yep.
Okay, that's May. Ooh, hey, Memorial Day weekend.
Nice.
Let's go see it together. All right, so rolling through Godzilla King of Monsters.
I'm here for a good Godzilla movie.
Yeah,
I'm here for a bad Godzilla movie. I'm just here for Godzilla.
But this is also leading into the Godzilla King Kong.
Yeah.
And now Kong is his size.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'm in for it. I'm ready. That's all we're going to say about that. X-Men Dark Phoenix. I've heard about it.
Yeah.
But, again, I root for him. But at the same time, this is the last one right before the whole Disney foldover.
Yeah.
So, I don't know if they've just given up. Who knows?
I don't understand what the problem is with the X-Men movies. That they don't get the buzz, they don't get the excitement, they don't get I don't really know how critics feel about them. I don't really care about what critics say. But they don't seem to get outside of a group of comic nerds that went to see it. It never feels like I don't know of a time where you could say that X-Men First Class or Days of Future Past or any of those have hit number one at the box office or been as big as Aquaman or Black Panther or any of those that the other Marvel the Marvel Entertainment Marvel Cinematic Universe now with that hit as big as Wonder Woman or hit as big as Aquaman. Like,
sure,
I don't know why they're not getting that.
I don't know either, and again, it could be the whole Fox thing. They just,
Possible.
They can't get Fantastic Four right, so they just couldn't get this one right. They've been within the X-Men franchise. There have been movies as a whole that have been great. There have been moments that have been phenomenal, and then there have been complete flops. Again, it's just got that. It always goes back to what I say is if you have that Kevin Feige. I'm sorry. I heard it on a podcast a long time ago. Everyone kept referring to him as our Lord and Savior Kevin Feige, and I thought it was the funniest shit in the world. But at the same time, it's true. If you have someone like him or us, hire us. We'll come do it.
Right.
So it's not that hard. You just make something good. Give them the budget and let somebody who knows. Okay, this is how it should look, and this is an overall vision. Don't just make it for the moment. Make it for an overall vision. You can do it. The X-Men have kind of up and down, up and down. The only time I ever remember like a lot of buzz outside of the very first one was the Days of Future Past. I was actually on a deployment on a ship, and they got an early release copy of it because the military gets the early copies and stuff. So they got that, and they were going to have movie night on the deck of the aircraft carrier. And we do like a big ass like projection screen sheet. Like they tie it up. It's really cool, So for anyone thinking about joining the military, it doesn't really happen that often, but that is something to look forward to if you join the Navy. You can do that once in a while. It happened once in 20 years. So whatever. But you can do that. And me and my buddy went because we were all about Marvel, and we went and saw it, and it was cool. I mean, you watched it on the giant thing, and it was definitely also it was a different experience because you're in the middle of the friggin' ocean on an aircraft carrier watching it on a giant sheet.
Right.
But it was like watching a drive-in just on an aircraft carrier in the middle of the fucking ocean, and it was great. That was one of the ones that I really, really liked.
Right.
Days of Future Past, they did good. They did it well.
Yeah.
They took their time. Some of the stuff they did in there was kind of like, well, okay, whatever, because they had to make Wolverine the center of it, so they had to change shit around.
Yeah.
So they strayed from the comics because that comic is one of the best,
absolutely.
and we'll get into that later too. This is one of the best. So they had to stray away from it. So the Dark Phoenix thing. This is Dark Phoenix Take 2. Okay, let's not make a mistake about that. We tried this already. It didn't work.
Yeah,
it was god awful. I'm hoping because I've heard they're doing the whole Shire. I can't pronounce it. Shire.
Yeah.
Sure. The Shire. We'll go back to the Hobbits. The Hobbits are gonna come running in. They're gonna beat up Phoenix. I don't know. They're doing that whole space thing or whatever. Supposedly, the one trailer didn't show it, but supposedly that's all part of it too, which would be cool because that's how you really need to do it.
Right.
Now, if they don't do it right, not anytime soon, but if because now you're folded into Marvel now and Disney. You fold it into there and you create your X-Men universe within the Disney side of shit. 5 years from now, Phase 5, Phase 6, 10. Sorry, that would be Phase 10. Hey, there you go. Woo, I just did it. Phase 10, X, bam. You do the Dark Phoenix.
Right.
But then you have whoever is currently in the Marvel universe has to fight her. And then you also have, because you already have the whole space thing established.
Right.
The Guardians, the Celestials, whatever. You have all that shit. So you can tell that story here. You never got to that point in the other one in Fox. So, I don't know. Again, hold that hope. I hope at least it's decent. I root for them. I liked half of the X-Men movies.
Yeah.
But we'll see. I'm still holding out hope for a Hugh Jackman cameo in Deadpool 3. We'll see. Never know. So, all right. Moving on. Men in Black International. All right. Go ahead.
I feel like I'm
please.
here. I feel like I'm here for the. I don't know what we're going to call this. A reboot, a redo. I don't know. Not so much a sequel as a kind of a retelling, but Chris Hemsworth, and so I'm here for Chris Hemsworth. Not as much as my wife will be, but
what's her name? Valkyrie's in it too.
Yeah.
Names are escaping us right now. Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I've liked all the Men in Black movies, so if it keeps that tone, I'm here for that.
Yep, and this one's supposed to be kind of that soft reboot, which again is gonna all these discussions will fall into when we get into our regular discussions on reboot, sequel, all that. Yeah, when we start talking about that kind of shit, this will fall into that play. We go, oh, okay, they're making this again. You kind of fall into that soft reboot, so it'd be a fun conversation for us to have later about some of these things that they're doing. But it looks like, from what I could see from the trailer, you see the trailer?
Yeah.
Okay. It looks like a soft reboot. So I think it's a sequel. I think it's kind of both. I think they're gonna see how they can go with this, but I think the two of them played off each other really well in Ragnarok. Mm-hmm. So
I definitely think
this. I think it's gonna be fun,
and there'll be some callbacks to the first couple of movies in a couple ways.
I think you're gonna see like a statue or something of the other two, or the American guys, whatever. So it'll be fun. I'm looking forward to that one. We skipped over Child's Play and Grudge. We'll talk about those in the horror movie thing because Well, maybe Child's Play. I don't know. We'll talk about that in horror shit. All right, Toy Story 4. Talk briefly about this. The only thing I will say about this is, to me, one, I love everything Pixar does for the most part. I mean, I haven't seen a bad thing there. Even their shorts. I was like, son of a bitch.
Yeah.
These guys are, again, back to the Kevin Feige thing. If you have a creative team like that,
Yeah.
give them all the money.
Yeah.
You know, that meme.
Yeah.
Just give them all the money.
Right.
Just keep going because they're doing it. Pixar's doing it. Right? So you do this shit. When they did Toy Story 3, they built an empire on that whole franchise, right? That, spoiler, last few moments of one, when they're in the mulcher, whatever the hell it is, right?
Mm-hmm.
That is like it. And again, it's a fucking cartoon. And here I am at the time, I'm in my 40s, and I'm like, oh, they're gonna do it.
Yeah.
I'm like, they got me. I was like, oh shit, they're gonna do it. Oh my god, this is heartbreaking. And I was just like tearing up, right, with my kid. My kid's just like, woo, and they make it out.
Yeah.
You know, the claw. That was great. And they go and he gives the toys to Bonnie, right, at the end. And then even there's like that little moment where like he kind of chokes up when he sees Woody at the end, right? And that's another one that just fucking gets you, right? I'm like, damn, the whole time, and then the very end, they nail it. It's a perfect end to a trilogy.
Yeah.
Now, there are a lot of people who are like, you're gonna ruin this trilogy, whatever. Have you seen any of the shorts that they've done with the Bonnie character?
No.
They're cute. You know, if they kept doing those and even did like a weekly cartoon or whatever, I'd be cool. If they wanted to do it that way, where like, okay, the trilogy is done for the movie lovers and that's it, and they're just gonna do whatever for the kids, I understand that too. There is a lot more of this story to tell with Bonnie and her toys and whatever, because the toys don't die. They keep going. So I get it, you know. So I'm praying that they've got a really good story, because really that trailer was nothing.
Yeah. You can do. This is one of those places where I think Hollywood, and that being sort of movie making, they could slap the word Toy Story on something and they'll make $300 million, right? And it won't cost them a crap ton to make, and you can keep churning these things out. Now, at some point, right, you'll ruin it. But I think they can do, and I think an interesting story. I haven't seen much about this, but you get into, you know, are we going to get into digital? You know, kids don't play with toys the way they once did, and so the story can be that toys. Who plays with toys anymore?
They kind of did that in one of the Bonnie side things. You gotta, I'll have to find those for you and show them.
But yeah, I mean, you know, this is going to be an event kind of movie.
Oh yeah. We're all gonna go see it. Oh. So, and again, I'm hoping they launch another trilogy. That would be cool. You know, kind of like what Star Wars was supposed to do with episodes 1, 2, and 3.
Yeah.
You know, hopefully this one will do it right. So yeah, so I'm really rooting for this one. The trailer really, it made me laugh. The little thing at the end with Sporky. Now, on the side note, you saw that trailer, yes?
Yep.
With them dancing around, right? Did you see the other trailer with the bunny and the...
No.
Okay, I'll show you that before you leave. We're not going to pause it again. I'll show you that before you leave. Without ruining anything, it's two other toys, whatever, but they're voiced by Key and Peele.
Right.
And it is about the funniest friggin' thing you've seen. It's great. It's really great. So I'll show you that. Yeah. There you go. Write it down.
Write it down.
Yeah. I'm going to show you that right before you leave because I want to see your reaction. Yeah. I do. Trailer. All right. Cool. So there you go. We are rooting for Toy Story 4.
Yeah.
Rolling right along, Spider-Man Far From Home.
Yeah.
July, 4th of July weekend.
Yeah.
I don't know what day that is. I'm not looking right now. But July 5th is Spider-Man Far From Home. So, the only question I have here is how much will Sony respect what's going on with Infinity War as far as their trailer?
Right.
Because the rumor was they were going to drop that trailer right after Avengers Endgame, and they stopped. You know, did Marvel go like, hey, whoa,
right.
Slow the fuck down.
Slow down.
Now, outside of that, I would love for them to find a way to make a trailer for this movie that either A, doesn't show Spider-Man.
Right.
That would be epic. Can you do it? Again, which goes back to you made this little bond with Marvel to make this character work. Stay with it because it's working. You can make. Don't get greedy. Do what you got to do, right? Because you're making. Again, for me, it's more you're making it for the fans. So do it right for the fans. Don't fuck it up, you know. So I'm hoping that the trailer doesn't give anything away because they got to do the trailer. Because to me, you don't have to show me a Spider-Man Far From Home trailer. Hell, if I was to take an educated guess, you don't have to show 75% of the people that saw Infinity War a trailer for Far From Home until they go to see Endgame.
You could do it in
Endgame. You could literally bring back the 50s trailer.
Correct.
And put a trailer for Spider-Man Far From Home in that.
Yeah.
Now, that being said, you've got Mysterio, Jake Gyllenhaal.
Yep.
A little side note from what I've heard is that at some point in there, the Mysterio character is like not a father figure, but he's a mentor to Peter for a little while,
right.
Which is kind of a nod to the fact that before Tom Holland signed on, somewhere in the Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire thing, Jake Gyllenhaal was trying to play Spider-Man.
Oh, is that right?
So it's a little nod in there that they kind of do that, you know. So it's cool, you know. And then I haven't seen the trailer. It leaked for like 2 seconds and it went away. And I was, all right, it's cool, it's gone. I've seen pictures, you know. Supposedly the suit looks good as far as Mysterio. There's also supposed to be they touch on the elementals, but this is way nerd geek shit where there's multiple groups called the elementals going back to like the 70s and 80s or whatever. But I think they're doing like Hydro Man and Molten Man or whatever, that kind of.
Right.
So they're kind of trying to do something. They're doing something with that. Don't know how long they're supposed to be in there or if they're even really in there. But somehow that rumor came around, so I'd love to see that kind of shit too.
Yeah, that's cool.
Because in the cartoon, in Spider-Man, Hydro Man was in there for a while.
Yep.
So yeah, let's see. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to that. Honestly, I'm just really more looking forward to seeing how they play the trailer. As far as I want to see them. I'm praying that they work with Disney and Marvel, and they do it right.
Yeah.
I hope, because I mean that's just for me being the street guy. You know, you play this right, you can really make a lot of people happy.
Yeah.
And holy shit, that you will make. Can you imagine how much more money you'd make on that movie if you walk into it? Okay, yeah, no, just only the nerds really know what's going on.
Right.
Because you know he's coming back. It's
Yeah.
fine. Everybody really knows in their head. But if you play it where you don't really show that trailer until right after fucking Endgame drops,
and you can do a trailer
you've
that
got
is
2 months.
That is when does Endgame come out?
April. Hang on, I got it written down. April. You hear that? Okay, there you go. April 26th. Oh, a day before my son's birthday.
Yeah, you've got months to do it. You could also start doing trailers that don't, right, where the world sort of misses Spider-Man. Like, where is he? What's going on?
Yeah, if that's in the movie, you can, hell, take a page out of Marvel's book. There are scenes in half of their trailers that aren't even in the damn movies.
Right.
You know, Infinity War. We're all running at the screen and Hulk is there. Yeah, no, he ain't. Fuck you. Do that.
Yeah.
make an entire trailer that's nothing.
Yep.
Oh, you could play it. See, why are we doing this? We're not even doing this shit. All right, so move on. The Lion King. We already talked about that. The New Mutants. You notice how I put a question mark on my list?
Yeah.
Because I don't even know what the fuck's going on with that.
Yeah.
That's the last of the Fox X-Men ones that I know about.
Right.
That I haven't dug in at all on them. I saw the trailer. The trailer looked good, and then it kept getting bumped and bumped and bumped. The rumor was they were waiting to see what happened with Disney.
Yeah.
The last rumor is it's still coming out under Fox. Okay.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you what, that first trailer, that whole horror movie side, that hooked me. I was like, oh, I'm in.
Yeah.
I have no idea what the hell's going on with it now. So, what do you think?
They've got me just with the title and the idea of a new group of heroes that I remember from the comics, that come in and sort of take the X-Men's place. I remember that from sort of early '90s comic collecting. It was good then, and so just knowing that they're working on that title, that it could be, again, I'm going to hope that it's good, and it's such a from my youth thing that I just want it out, and I want it to be good.
Do you remember the Demon Bear storyline?
Yeah.
That's what that movie's supposed to be.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Which is why I was like, "Ooh, shit, okay."
Yeah.
And then they went with the whole psychiatric ward, whatever kind of. Which okay, cool. I see that, like a real world kind of take on.
Yeah.
No, these people are crazy. What the fuck? No,
Right.
no, they have powers, dummy. So I was looking forward to it, and then it just kind of went away.
Yeah.
Nobody. So I'll look into it more. You can look into it more. We'll kind of figure out what the hell's going on with what's current news, and we'll talk about that more later.
Yeah.
I have no idea. That's supposed to be in August, right after my wife's birthday. There you go. So, okay. Oh, side note, just because we were talking about the Lego movie, apparently in the middle of August, they're coming out with Playmobil the movie. And the only note I have here is because Lego.
Yeah.
There you go. So, but you know what? Hey, some asshole decided to make Emoji the movie.
Right.
So, you know what? At least do something with Playmobil. Go ahead. Because I actually remember playing with Playmobil a lot more than I do Lego. My son plays with Lego a lot.
Yeah.
He's huge into Lego.
Yeah.
He's been building a lot of them lately. He got a bunch for Christmas and his birthday. But Playmobil is like our thing.
Yeah.
You know? Go ahead. Let's see what happens. So I know you didn't check that one off, but only not to ruin my because Lego joke. I had to throw that in there because holy shit, they will literally make him. I just popped in there. They will literally make a movie about anything. They had at one point when they announced the Emoji movie, they had announced Pez, the movie.
I'm waiting for. I'm holding out for Lincoln Logs the movie.
Give it a minute. Give it a minute. It's
Or the Erector.
Ceiling Fan, the movie.
The Erector set the movie, except that's in the Triple X category.
I think I watched that twice. Thank you. All right, and then we get back into now one of the big horror movies for the year. Oh God, I cannot wait for this. It Chapter 2.
Yeah.
Go ahead, please.
We talked about that a little bit.
I mouth over you a lot. I'm sorry.
No, we talked about that a little bit. That we'll cover in kind of the horror / Stephen King roundup. But the
a
next,
lot. We're going to talk about it a lot.
Yeah, the next comic thing I'm looking forward to is the Joker. I'm interested to see how they do it. I'm interested to see if they make it, if it's going to be canon or not. And there's not a lot of, there's no source material on his backstory.
Well, that's one of the things he even said in the comics that one time when he was like, sorry, He said, if I've got an origin story, I want it to be multiple choice.
Yeah.
Because he touched on like all the different backgrounds that he's had. And now what I've heard on this one is it's not tied to what they're doing now.
Right.
Which again, cool, but you already tried to do the established universe, so we'll touch on that more later.
It's Joaquin
But-
Phoenix, who I like, who seems a little crazy.
I like him as an actor.
Yeah.
But where you're looking forward to it, I'm kind of like meh about it. I'm gonna watch it because, like you said about something earlier, you're gonna watch it just because
We're going to talk about it.
we're gonna talk about it. I'll watch Joker just because we're gonna talk about it. But Joker is one of those few characters to me that this is supposed to be a background story to him, and I don't need it. He's chaos to me.
Yeah.
But I get it.
Well,
I'm a little intrigued to see what they do with it, but
I mean, there's what are we at? There's 70 years of, right? Batman came out in the late 30s, early 40s, right? So we're at 60, 70 years of DC's had a chance to tell us the backstory of the Joker, and they've decided not to do it for that reason. So how are you going to do this in a way
Why
that
do it
is
now?
right?
Yeah.
So I'm interested to see how they do it. If they do, like, we're going to explain that this is outside of how do you explain
Elseworlds
this is
kinda,
right? This is alternate universe, outside, something else, a dream sequence. I kind of like some of the pictures I've seen in terms of the actual clown makeup.
No,
But he
see,
might
I
be-
go the other way.
That he might be a real. Interested to see how they get from that still into the movie, right? How do we get from like he's really a clown into something else? So I'm looking forward to it with sort of my like gritted teeth, sort of like don't mess this up.
As much like everything else we talk about, I go the other way. Which is why we're meant to do this. The shit I've seen on this, I like some of the, like, I saw a scene of him with a train and whatever, and all that looked cool, but I looked at him and I was like, and it was only the makeup, really, because you never look like any version of the Joker I've seen, which, for the most part, and anything else I can understand, but when you're going to something as iconic as the Joker, we go back to something that we'll touch more on later in other shit. When you randomly change the race of somebody, why? Yeah, I get. Okay, he looks like a clown. Where you appreciated it, where you're like, oh, okay, I want to see where this goes. I'm like, he don't look like the fucking Joker at all. I mean, why? Why doesn't he look like? I get maybe okay. Maybe they're going to the one backstory where he was a stand-up comedian and he put on clown makeup, whatever. But or maybe they're just not trying to show him in the actual Joker makeup.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm holding out hope for. I want to see him in the actual Joker face.
Yeah.
Because what he's wearing now in the trailers, I'm like,
he's dressed like a clown that makes
he
balloons.
literally,
at
yeah,
Mexican
he
restaurant.
looks like, he looks like the guy I hired at Chewy's.
Right.
So, no, you just don't do it. So, and again, it also falls back on the fact that I just didn't need it. And when I heard about the background of it was not tied into all the canon, but it was a Joker backstory. I'm like, well, now you've totally
How we
lost
doing
me,
this? Yeah.
really. You just like, well, then why? Why do it?
Right.
You're just proving to me, probably because I'm already disgruntled on half of the DC shit.
Yeah.
Now, that's my point. Now you're proving to me that you just don't know what the fuck you're doing. And you're just going to throw anything out there. And that was my biggest problem with it. Again, I like Joaquin Phoenix. I like him in a lot of shit.
Yeah.
I'm going to watch it because, I want to see what the fuck.
Right. What are we doing here?
But hey, I slow down on the highway for train wrecks too. So whoa, whatever.
Yeah.
Pull the bodies closer to me. I want to see him. So we'll see. All right, so that's that. All right, you didn't check it off, but I got to mention Zombieland 2. Holy shit! Because I love horror. I love zombie movies.
Zombieland is pretty good.
They're all coming back.
Yeah.
The last thing I read, they're all coming back.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Cool.
And I'm just like, so that's it. Zombieland 2, that comes out in October. We'll touch more on that later. I cannot fucking wait for that movie. Yeah, all this other shit we can briefly touch on later. Rambo 5. Holy shit. Yeah, alright, that's November 30th. Now we're in the deep of holiday season that we just left.
Yeah.
And look at that. See, I actually had a twinge of that while I was making this list. I was like, holy shit, I'm already in holidays.
a year
like,
from
really?
now.
Dude. I just left it. But it also it made me feel good because I look forward to when you and I are sitting here doing our holiday shit because I want to do big holiday stuff in this podcast. So I was, just looking forward to the fun we're gonna have with this shit, right? So all right, Rambo 5 comes out November 30th. It's called Rambo 5: Last Blood. It's the first time I've actually seen the entire title. As a callback to First Blood, I think they're honestly gonna just kill him now. I think this is gonna be done.
Yeah.
I think he's got Rocky in the Creed movies, who's slowly dwindling down. I think Sylvester Stallone is smart enough to understand. Hey, I'm mortal. I'm getting old. I can't be doing this shit.
He's in his 70s, right?
Yeah.
I mean, for real.
Yeah, which makes me feel really fucking bad about myself. Fuck 43. Can't pick up my kid no more. There you go. Thanks, Paul. Appreciate that.
I mean, it's like your granddad's gonna go out and fight Afghans or Syrians or
have you seen any material from it?
I've not.
All right, the first picture they dropped, right? Because did you see the last one?
Yes.
At the very end, spoiler. I know I can randomly throw it out there. At the very end, he pulls up and he walks down the driveway to his family.
Wait, what's the last one?
It was just Rambo.
Is that the one where he takes the people,
yes,
the humanitarian workers, and he takes them down the river?
Yeah, because they're stupid and they're snowflakes and sorry.
Right.
Like, no,
and he's like, you don't need to do this, it's dangerous. And they're like, no, we have to help the whatevers. And he's like, all right.
Yeah. All right, stupid, now I gotta come save your ass. Yeah, that was that movie. And then he popped people with a 50 cal. It was great.
Yeah.
So at the very end of that, he leaves the jungle and he goes back home. And he gets off the bus or whatever the hell it was, and he walks down the driveway, and you see the last thing you see is the mailbox that says whatever, J. Rambo, whatever. So it's like his father's ranch, right? So he's home. The only thing you saw for the last few months was a still shot, a photo of Rambo, and then you see Sylvester Stallone in a cowboy hat and whatever, and it says Rambo 2019.
Really?
So what I've heard, and again we got to go back in and look at the IMDb shit, but I think what this movie's supposed to be about is him. Now he's living in Texas on his parents' ranch or whatever.
Right.
He gets pulled into
a cartel,
the Mexican cartel, whatever.
Where did I hear this? Something I listened to talked about that. That it was going to be, something happens that somebody gets kidnapped by a cartel or something like that.
Yes.
And
so,
he's going to have to go save them.
Yeah, one of his neighbors' kids or some shit, whatever. Somebody's sister, mother, brother, whatever, gets kidnapped into a cartel and he gets pulled in. And I'm pretty sure, again, just watching what he's doing now with his movies, naming it Last Blood would be literally a nice bookend to a DVD set or whatever.
Right.
I know nobody does DVDs anymore except me, but it would be a nice bookend to First Blood, Last Blood. Okay, done. His story's over. I'm looking forward to that. Yeah. Again, I'm an 80s action dude. I mean, I can't get enough of this shit, so I will keep watching it. But Rambo 5, I look forward to it. It's a nice number to enter on. I'm ready for it. You skipped over Jumanji 2. We'll skip that 2 until later. It's The Rock and Kevin Hart. I'll watch it. I'm gonna watch
They
it.
signed Danny DeVito.
I
not too
saw
long
that.
ago. So I'm like, oh, sweet.
You know what? Not for nothing, but Jack Black was one of the best parts of that last fucking movie. That movie, you saw that one, right?
I did not, but I know what
Oh my god!
I know what you're
You
talking
have
about.
to watch this. The little things, just the video game stuff with the lives and like the dumb shit they do.
Yeah.
It's funny. It's so funny, and it goes right to like it speaks to our mentality growing up playing video games.
Yeah.
Right? So it's like, oh my god, really? This is dumb shit. There's like the NPC thing. Like there's a little joke about the NPC, like where the guy comes to pick them up, and he's talking to him, and then they say something to him, and he repeats everything he just said. And you're like, what the hell's wrong with him? And the one dude is like, no, wait, he's an NPC, he's a non-player. And he goes the whole thing. He's like, he's only gonna say this, and he kept on saying it. It's so
That's
great.
hysterical.
It's so great. You gotta watch that. So yeah, so that one's all right. I'll look forward to that one. Yeah, you checked it off. I only wrote it down because it's had a question mark for, a decade. Masters of the Universe. The only thing that's in IMDb I only wrote it down because it was on this nerd movie from 2019 page, whatever. It's there. It just says the standard, He-Man, blah, 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 blah. They've been talking about making this movie. Make the damn movie.
Right.
There have been a couple of movies that popped out that have been really good. Masters of the Universe, like you can see they can make them. One of the ones I know we talked about briefly before was way back in the '80s was Krull.
Yeah.
And we'll get into that one when we talk about like our favorite sci-fi weapons or whatever. Krull was a perfect mix of old school and sci-fi and whatever.
Yeah.
It was literally like Masters of the Universe. Like you can do it. The Dolph Lundgren, Frank Langella one. All right, maybe it's better left not talked about.
Yeah.
But they were trying. They tried.
Sure.
But it's still on there. They're still trying to make it. I keep praying they'll make it because we'll get into the Masters of the Universe in another episode. I love that shit.
Yeah.
That was one of my biggest things growing up.
This is one of those. I don't know if you've seen the Voltron that's on Netflix.
I saw part of one. I want to watch more.
Really good.
Okay.
Really good.
Okay.
And so and they've got just enough of the homage to the old stuff with a couple of new twists that make it really good.
Yep.
This is one of those things that Netflix should figure out how to get the rights to and make a Netflix exclusive.
Yes.
And do it well. And Netflix would
Yeah.
do it well. Find animators, find people that want to tell the story, and update it, make it cool. And you could really do. They could kill
Because you have
this.
so many people that are still into it. You have enough of the masters we'll get into when we get into toys. We'll talk about it. Some of the remade masters. I forget what the name of the line is, but I've been watching YouTube shit about them. It's so freaking cool.
Yeah.
They got all these really cool toys and stuff coming out. Yeah, it's coming. We even talked briefly in one of the last episodes about when they tried to make the first new Masters of the Universe where he was like in space or some shit. It didn't work.
Yeah.
But then they redid it again right before they did like the Thundercats or whatever.
Right.
And we'll talk about that more later. That one was cool too. You have to get somebody, again, everything old is new again.
Yeah.
Get somebody who really gives a shit about
Right.
it, and you can do it.
Yeah.
This is something that you can do. It's going to take a very hands-on, like you have to be holding the realm like really tight, like okay, because that sci-fi and old school sorcery shit it's got to mix just perfectly.
Yeah.
To make it good.
And that's why I think this shouldn't be a movie theater. This should be a Netflix goes and gets the rights and does
a series.
several
Not a series. Even if they did a cartoon, though. I mean,
Yeah, do it. Yeah, it should be animated. It should be the way the Voltron is. I think they're on like 4 or 5 seasons of the new Voltron thing now.
Yeah. But if you did an animated series and relaunched a new toy line, because like to me that was a toy line. That's something because watching YouTube, something I keep thinking about. Like I would love to grab that toy line, and I like Star Wars and GI Joes and shit too. But the Masters of the Universe is the only one that stands out that I can't find something comparable to Show Noah that I was like, I'd like to get that again and be like, look at these guys. You know, they were so cool. You know, it was something iconic for that time. So hopefully they can figure that shit out. So, all right, and we got last two. All right, which one do you want to do? You want to flip a coin?
Which one?
We got Avengers and Star Wars.
I mean, we talked a little bit about Endgame, so let's do Star Wars. We'll end the year with Star Wars.
What, do you want to just wrap up Endgame real quick?
Yeah. Sure.
Okay, all right. Let's wrap up Endgame. That's what I meant. All right, so Endgame, we just watched the trailer not too long ago, right? The first trailer just came out. Super Bowl prediction, I think maybe they'll drop one more trailer. I think it might still be a little too soon, but I think they might drop one more trailer for that there. I'm thinking, from what I heard in the news, anything you see is going to be like the first 15, 20 minutes of the movie anyway.
Right.
They're smart. They're not going to drop anything. But the only prediction I'll make right now is I personally think that at the end of this thing, I said it before, Cap and Iron Man are both going to go down fighting Thanos and we'll get into it later, but in a kind of I got your back kind of thing, you know.
Yeah.
I think that's going to happen. I think there's ways out of that, but I think that would be one poetic way to do it, you know. But I think this one crosses $1 billion easy.
Oh, for sure.
This is done. I honestly, I think the pre-sales are gonna like break.
Yeah.
Because the last ones broke records. I think this pre-sale is going to kill everything. Mm-hmm. I don't know when the hell they're coming out. They're coming out soon, and we are going to jump right back on this fucking microphone and be like, "I told you."
Yeah.
But yeah, this is probably just to see how they wrap it up. This is probably one of the things I've been looking forward to the most in a decade.
Yeah.
It's been a decade in the making, but I have not really thought about. The only other thing I can think about that hit me this hard with like I have to see this just to see how they end it is when they dropped that first fucking Force Awakens trailer.
Right.
And I was like, holy shit, we're ready. So I'm so ready for this.
At the end of Infinity War, I don't know. You could have asked for a couple of fingers. I would have chopped a couple of fingers off to see Endgame right then.
Yeah. And knowing that they had already filmed some of them. Yeah.
I need the other one.
Yeah. I need one to write. Otherwise, you'll never understand a damn thing. You're sitting there typing. You won't know what the hell's going on. Yeah.
I won't get a good grip if I lose fingers in my right hand. On the pen.
But then it's like a stranger. There you go. Yeah, we went down a rabbit hole again. It's like that old joke, you know, you sit on your hands so you fall asleep.
You
like someone else. Yeah. Family friendly.
Why you go with the left?
Oh shit. Thank you.
And we won't have our kids listen to this.
No.
Can we listen to what you and Mr. John do? No.
Maybe
not.
It's another language.
It could have started right that minute. But yeah, it can't come soon enough.
Yeah. I mean, we'll get into more like predictions and whatever else later when we do another cast on MCU. So yeah, I'll just leave it as this is probably the biggest thing I'm looking forward to in 2019. That being said, Star Wars. You had nothing else?
I don't.
Okay. Star Wars. As you all know, Star Wars is near and dear to our hearts. This is one of the major reasons that we do this podcast. The only reason Avengers Endgame, to me, is what I'm looking forward to more than Star Wars, is how much Last Jedi just beat the piss out of my My everything. Um,
On the list of movies that John made, it says next to Star Wars Episode 9, please don't ruin Christmas.
yeah, it's 12:20. We have a all right. Let me give you a little bit of background. I know briefly we've talked about this before in the podcast. I'm a huge Star Wars fan. Paul is. We've read the back stuff that's now Legends. We've done all that shit, right? Currently, from the time Force Awakens came out, up until Solo that came out in May because they decided to fuck with everybody, they were dropping them in December, right? So Force Awakens came out. So, my buddy Corey lived with us for a while. So he comes home every Christmas. My oldest son comes home on leave from the Navy. He comes home on Christmas. So we make it a family thing. On Christmas, we go see a movie. Well, for a little while there, we were going to see Star Wars right, every Christmas. Then we went to go see Last Jedi. So, so hence my please don't ruin Christmas. But now we're back to 12:20. That's like the day after Corey comes back and Jeff comes back home. So we're probably gonna go. I'm gonna buy the tickets. We're gonna go see it opening day. So, hey, you know what? Grab the family and come on, and let's just buy out the whole row. Better yet, let's buy out half of 2 rows so we can sit back to back. Right? Again, I can't say this enough. We'll do it more in the Star Wars episodes. The Force Awakens one built me up. The Last Jedi, while I enjoyed it as a sci-fi movie, there were just bits. Like I said when we talked about Star Wars before, there were just times in there where it seemed like Rian Johnson was just like shitting on J.J. Abrams. So now you're going into episode 9. The only thing I want to cover here is maybe what we hope for or whatever. Really what I want to see is, I've heard rumors that they were going to try to expand it into an episode 10 because they want to try to course correct.
Yeah. And
I was all for that too. I haven't heard that in a while. I would love to see JJ bring it back to... So far he's been really politically correct and he has not said anything through the entire situation. But I know he had a vision. You can see it just watching the movies and you know how the beats go. Like, no, that wasn't supposed to happen. I would love to see him somehow massage it back to what he envisioned. Yeah. We'll get deeper into it when we talk about Star Wars right before that. But yeah, there are little things like I really think Rey was supposed to be Luke's daughter and that kind of shit. We can get into all that stuff later. I hope some of that comes about. I don't know what they're going to do now that Luke's dead. But whatever.
He can be Force Ghost, though, to Rey, and so, I mean, you can do a lot of stuff.
Well, especially now that the one saving grace there is Yoda really showed everybody what a real Jedi Master as a Force Ghost can do. Because he's like calling down lightning and shit. Right. So, okay, so it might not be that big a deal. What I don't want to see is... And maybe, hopefully, what I hope for is you never notice it. But I don't want to see, like, some things that JJ's got to force in there because of what was,
right.
Yeah. I'm like, because there was, again, we discussed it when we talked about Star Wars. I know there was a vision there, and it kind of went lopsided because you went with different directors. And you should have had more of a hand on the throttle kind of thing, you know. You should have been controlling that more, but you didn't. So okay, all right. I live and breathe Star Wars, so I love it. I want to see it. I'm hoping.
Yeah.
Hopefully. Cross my fingers. What do you think?
Yeah, I agree. I agree with you. I don't want to see them try to overcorrect and take time away from a great story in trying to correct or fix some of the things that they did in Last Jedi. there's just it's such a rich universe. You shouldn't have to do that. I know they're not going to stop at 9. Like, there's going to be more movies.
Oh, yeah.
So just keep telling a good story.
Yeah, which is when they first said, hey, well, maybe we'll extend it to 10, which it wasn't the company saying that. It was other people speculating, like, rumor is it's going to go to 10. Okay, I'm all for that. Whatever,
Right.
Which went back to what I mentioned in one of the Star Wars episode when we were joking around about where, Rey wakes up on the Falcon.
Right.
And Luke comes in like, it was a bad dream.
Yeah, I had a terrible dream.
Like, totally new-hearted, I dreamt I was in a hotel. And, they're going to do this whole thing. And you know what? There's half of me that's like, I'm still for it. Go for it. Go ahead.
Yeah.
I mean, at this point, just do what you want to do. Again, tell me a good story. You got me up so high with Force Awakens that kind of like you hit me to the point where I'm like, oh, shit, okay. Let's see where we go.
Yeah.
I want to see where we go. I want to see you save it. I'm willing to watch and see what happens and see where we go from here. It might take a little while to course correct and fix what was done. I wish you wouldn't have done that, but it's kind of, it's water under the bridge now.
Yeah.
And like I said, Solo paid for it badly, and it was a decent movie.
Yeah,
I liked it.
Yeah.
So I want to see what Episode 9, whatever the hell it does. I've heard it might be like, the rebellion arises or the new rebellion or whatever,
Yeah.
Something taken out of like something Luke says in one of the movies or whatever. Now going into 2019, since we're on that before we stop, you've got the new streaming service.
Yeah.
Disney has streaming that's coming out, Disney Plus. On that note, with Star Wars, there are 2 that I know about that are public knowledge. One is The Mandalorian.
Right. When does that start?
Whenever they start the,
Okay.
I have no idea when they start the streaming service, because I give a shit. I try. I just can't remember nothing. So comment. They're gonna start the streaming service, and The Mandalorian is one of the first things they're doing.
Yeah.
But it's all about a Mandalorian, and I know it's supposed to be between Return of the Jedi and Force Awakens.
Right.
So I'm pretty sure, I know we had this conversation before, pretty sure Boba Fett's going to...
Yeah.
He comes out of that pit.
Right.
So he's popping out of there somehow. The other one is a prequel series to Rogue One.
Right.
It's Cassian.
Okay.
The dude that
Yeah.
was with the girl. Yeah. That was vague. There you go.
That guy with the thing and the thing.
That guy
and the
with the
place,
thing.
and the
Yeah.
place,
Yeah. He had the plastic.
In space.
Yeah, there you go. The main one, but he's coming back to, reprise his role.
Right.
And so it'll be a prequel to Rogue One, tell his story, whatever. So all right, that'd be cool. You can tell me prequels and shit. I like that. That's cool. So looking forward to that kind of shit.
Yeah.
Have you heard anything else about the streaming service?
The only other thing was that they got the actor that plays Loki, and they got somebody else to be in a. I'm not sure what that's called.
A 2 mini series kind of thing.
Yeah, I don't know titles or any of that stuff. I just know that they've got
they're doing
Tom Hiddleston.
Tom
somebody else.
Hiddleston and Elizabeth Olsen.
Yeah.
Scarlet Witch, and they're doing 2 mini series kind of things, where it's gonna be like 6 episodes, whatever. Most along the lines of the Netflix shit they do now.
Yeah.
So you have like 6 to 8 episodes. One is Loki. No idea what the hell, if it's prequel or it's probably going to be, yeah, I'm really alive, fuckers. Yeah. Cool, great. So he'll be there, and then Elizabeth Olsen does Scarlet Witch.
Right.
But last one I heard was it is called Scarlet Witch and the Vision.
Oh. So
it looks like Paul Bettany will be back too. To me, I was just impressed. Again, okay, it's Disney money. So, duh. But I was just impressed with the fact that, okay, you got a 6 episode thing. you got these actors back.
Right.
So, yeah, they're like,
Yeah, that was impressive.
yeah. So the fact that they love those characters, not to be like, yeah, we'll come back and do it. Well, you know, of course, yeah, you're gonna pay them, duh. But I mean, yeah. So you actually get these. It's not like a voice actor thing on
Correct.
a cartoon or whatever.
Right.
You know, it's okay. No, you're gonna have this little mini series, but it's gonna be the actor from the movie.
Yeah. That's
So
amazing.
yeah, that is one of the things that I want to see. I'm definitely signing up for it. Duh, but it's Disney, so you're gonna sign up for it. So I want to see how that does. I think that's gonna be finally the thing that officially makes me cut my cable. We've been trying for about a year now. We've been like, okay, we sample with, we do Apple TV here, or we can record this over here, or we can do this here, whatever, blah, blah. Hey, you find this online, find that online, whatever. All right, so especially down in this area, cable sucks. Cable sucks. The internet sucks. Whatever. So just pay for your internet and tell them to kiss your head. So yeah, so that's what we're going to do. I think next month by about this time next month we'll be done with cable.
Yeah, we cut ours a while back.
See,
I had initially resisted for the longest, and
me too.
And my argument was, well, we watch, sports and blah, blah, blah. And then my wife was finally like, do me a favor. Write down the things that you watch. Let's just write it down for a little while. And so I wrote, and then I realized we watch the same 6 or 7 shows. I really only watch sports when it's the teams I actually like. Like, I won't watch just any football game. I will, right. I will watch anything Steelers, but I'll watch some stuff. But I'm not going to watch, Raiders, Broncos, in October. And we figured out, like, okay, CBS has an app. There's an app for this. We already had Netflix. We already had Hulu. So get this. And then during football season, we get Sling. And we figured it out.
Yeah, because I heard that finally NFL is breaking with DirecTV too.
Is that right?
They're getting ready to.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah. So that's like, okay, cool. You could and it's because of the branch out that everybody else is doing.
Yep.
So, yeah. So you see, you listen to us, you learn all kinds of shit.
Right.
We don't know what the hell you learned, but you learned something. Told you before, don't fucking listen to me. All right, so that is, that's 2018 and 2019. It's going to be 2 different episodes. Well, that was my ass. There you go. That was 2 episodes. It's we fucked up again. We've been going for 3 hours now. Yeah, there you go. But we'll break it up. So you'll get 2018 in one, 2019 in the other. Let us know what you loved about 2018 and what you're looking forward to in 2019. And maybe I'll do a little voiceover at the end of each one of these so we can fix this shit.
Yeah.
But I'm leaving all this in because it's fun. So I think maybe next week we'll start talking about some more random shit. Maybe we'll look at some video games, some toys or something.
Let's do it.
Yeah, we'll look at. I'm looking like the next few episodes, video games, toys, and cartoons and shit. That kind of the shit that similar to Netflix, like we like the toys that made us. We'll be like the shit that made us.
Yeah, there you go.
And we'll talk about all that shit, and then we'll talk about some random Florida man bullshit.
Love it.
All right, brothers.
All right, see ya.
Well, see you guys later.